I am thankful for today, and you should be too. Any day above ground is a good day, right? I don't know what you're facing, but you know what? Right now, this 1 hour of yoga is your time on your mat. It is your space to do what feels right for you. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. And if you've been suffering with COVID and things are finally looking up, doing yoga from home is a great way to stay healthy. And you know, if we'd been doing yoga together, guess what? You probably would have had COVID. Oh my gosh, it wiped me out. But I am back in the game and I am glad that you are here. Every day our practices are different. Today's practice is all on the ground. You don't have to get up and down. We're not going to do any balancing. It's a practice that you can do because you modify it and do it your way. You do what the bottom of the screen says. Do what is right for your body. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's poses are going to look different. You modify the poses to make it work for you. You don't want to hurt in your body. Let it feel good. Take your time. Show up every day because every day is different. That's for sure. But every day is different and the practice is different every day. But it's all designed to make you stronger, more flexible, more mobile. And just get into it. Just get into it and you will be happier for it. And here's the word to think about today. The word is appreciate. Good word. Appreciate what you got. It's being grateful and thankful for what you have in this moment. You know, we so often want more or better, quicker, faster, whatever. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you can do and appreciate what you have. It's important. All right. 1 hour long practice, as I said, stick with it, do what you can. Just hang around and do your practice your way. Use the props to make it more accessible to you. 2 yoga blocks, love to have those. Those are great. I showed you some ways in the little spinny countdown how to use those, and we'll just, modify and use them to what works for you. A strap, if you want to use that, that's a great addition to your yoga tool chest. An eye shade, a little hand towel. Hand towel does lots of different things for you, and some water, and that's it. Let's get started. All right, first thing we always like to do is lock in a stress number. Think of in the doctor's office, frowny face to smiley face. Give it a number, scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you on that scale right now? Let's work on bringing that stress number down. It's really a quantifiable way for you to see how the yoga does work. Let's come into child's pose. All right, for your child's pose, knees can be together, big toes touching, hips back towards your heels. You can put your towel under your knees if that doesn't feel good. Bring your head on down, maybe to a block. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders away from your ears. Rest here, rest. No hurries, no worries. This is your practice. You do it your way. Here's another way you could do it. Bring your head all the way down to your mat. Ooh, that's a longer way, isn't it? If you want to do another way, spread your knees wide, big toes touch, hips back to your heels, and reach your arms forward to the top of your mat. What you could do is use the block again under your chest or your forehead, whatever works. That's the ticket. It doesn't matter how it looks. What matters is how it feels. Sit in your silence and just breathe here. You do you. You do it your way. And, tell yourself, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I am. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Progress-wise, feeling-wise, mobility-wise. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. Let it go, whichever variation you're in, and, change it up. If you don't like how it's feeling, move a little bit and get comfortable here. I'm going to reach my fingers more to the top of the mat, and I'm going to sink my hips back more toward my heels. Think of your tailbone, the end of your spine. Think of it getting longer. Reaching toward the crown of your head is reaching to the top of your room. A position of surrender, child's pose. Breathe in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Let it go. Your pose looks exactly right. Don't worry about how it looks. Think about how it feels. Are you feeling a nice lengthening of your spine? Maybe a little wake-up call in the knees and the quadriceps, the front of your thighs, ankles. Breathe in and out. Really take a full exhale and sit in your silence for a few moments.
When you're ready, close your lips and try breathing in and out of your nose. Does that work for you today? If not, no big deal. But by breathing in and out of your nose, the idea is to build heat in your body, focus on your breath, and just focus inward. Let everything else go. Breathe in, breathe out. This is your child's pose. Breath. Maybe you choose to stay right here. Nothing. This is really great. I'm going to bend my elbows now and bring my hands in position of prayer behind my head, palms touching. So my elbows are kind of up near my temples. I'm going to relax my shoulders a little bit more and just feel the difference of the stretch here in the shoulders. All right, are you clenching your jaws? Are your teeth touching? Kind of create some space there. Let it go. Yoga is a pleasure for you. It's allowing your body to relax, your mind to relax, and your spirit to soar. Feel what you feel. And let it be good. Big full exhale, letting everything go. And again, stay here if you like, or change it up if you don't. I'm going to slowly come out of this child's pose, bringing my arms under my shoulders, and I'm going to come into pentacle pose. This is a great one. Enjoy the getting here. All right, let's come into pentacle. Fully recline all the way down on your back. Pentacle pose, look like the letter X. All four limbs to all four corners of the room. And breathe. Eyes are closed, shoulders are down, hips are down, pinky to opposed to reaching high. You feel good. And come back to your breath. Belly rises up to the sky on a big full inhale. And a big full exhale. Think of your belly button going back to touch your spine. Soften in your face, the area between your eyebrows, let that area feel soft. Pentacle pose. A resetting pose. Let it feel really good. And as always, stay right here. If this is just the bomb, stay here. I'm going to do Banana Asana, which will be a sideways movement of my spine. If you want to do that, bring your feet together at the midline of your body. Bring your hands up overhead. Palms touch. I'm gonna scoot down a little bit so I'm not touching my dog. All right, reach, stretch here. Are both shoulders still down, both hips still down? This is called stick pose. Every pose has a name, right? All right, here's how do you take it to a banana asana pose. Bring your heels, both feet, kind of wiggle them to the right corner, bottom corner of your mat. Ooh, I'm starting to feel that from my pinky toe of my left foot up through my hips. And then your hands, which are touching and reaching to the top, kind of move your both arms to the top right corner of your mat. Keep your left shoulder down. So here's your sideways movement of your spine. Nice big stretch up the left side of your body. Do you feel it? Maybe a little bend in your elbows feels better. Breathe here and just feel what you feel on the left side of your body. Maybe you decide to move your heels a little more to the edge of the mat, and maybe you even move your fingers a little more to the edge of your mat. I like to cross my thumbs one over the other. Keep that left hip down and keep your left shoulder down. No rush, no hurry, just feel what you feel and take your time. Oh, trust me, the benefits of your yoga are there. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to take it mega intensely. Feel what you feel right where you are and just enjoy it. All right, there's a nice big stretch on the left side. Maybe one more big stretch. And let's take everything back to the midline. Both heels, both hands. Stretch it out here in your, remember this pose? Stretch it up. And banana asana on the other side. Move your heels to the bottom left corner. Move your arms to the top left corner, keeping your right shoulder down, keeping your right hip down. All right, now plug into your body. Feel the stretch up your right side. And breathe deeply. Soften in the jaws, and the eyebrows. You know, just the focus is on this whole right side, from the tip of your right little pinky toe, all the way up through your hips and shoulders and through your fingertips. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, make your way back to the midline of your body, back to stick pose. Stretch it out. This time, point your toes to the bottom, reach your fingers high to the top of the room. Stretch it out. And then release the tension in your shoulders. Bring your arms on down by your sides. Let's go into Thunderbolt. You know that pose? Press on up, come onto your knees, and have a seat on your heels. So the tops of your feet are on, oh, there we go, the tops, I kind of covered my microphone. The tops of your feet are on your mat. And all right, so the tops of your feet are on your mat. This right here, pose, okay? Ankle pose. Over your hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Some days are more challenging than others, that's for sure. Stick with it. Don't give up. All right, so here we are on the tops of your feet. Let's do some neck circles. Back and in the neck. Just move your neck. Right, left, left, right. Maybe think of your nose like drawing circles on the wall in front of you. And if that doesn't feel good for you, just lengthen up and soften up in your shoulders. And maybe gentle head turns from left to right. And maybe you close your eyes or maybe keep them open. I know sometimes if you have vertigo, closing the eyes and turning the neck, kind of makes you loopy. So you do what is right for you. Head left, head right, shoulders are soft. Little circles with your nose on the front wall of your yoga space. And take them in the other direction. Big circles, little circles, whatever. Just embrace those little crunchies in your neck. As long as they don't hurt, you're good. Head back to the midline, good head on your shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Shrug them to the back wall, and then release them down. Do a couple of these, shoulders up towards your ears, shoulders back toward the back wall. Ooh, feel the opening in your chest. You'll feel that again. We do our fish pose in a bit. Shoulders down. So shrug them up, shrug them back, shrug them down. Shrug them up, shrug them back, shrug them down. How does that feel? All right, another pose. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Bend the elbow. Bring your left hand on top of your right ear, and then encourage your left ear to your shoulder. So your hand, the left hand, has the leverage here. Encourage the opposite ear to the shoulder. Soften in your relaxed shoulder. I hope it's relaxed. Soften in your right shoulder and feel the length down your neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Hello, Tyrone. Hello, Stan. Hello, Steve. Hello, Roger. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Rena. Hello, Tim. Glad you guys are here. Hello, Marietta. Good to see you. Evelyn, Esther, Betty, Pam. I'm glad you're here. Breathe. Just don't give up. You know, come back. Don't think, oh, I've been gone so long, no point in coming back. Just come back. You got to come back. Keep coming back to your yoga. All right, finish up here. Head back slowly to the midline. Hands down to your knees. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Lift your right arm up to the sky. Bend the elbow. Reach over. Touch the top of your left ear and encourage your right ear to your right shoulder while encouraging the left shoulder down. Hand has the power here. Bring that head closer to the right shoulder as best you can. Eyes open, eyes closed. Breathe. As you're ready, how is this feeling? Nice big stretch in the neck, isn't it? Your neck is strong. Keep it that way. And keep it moving. Keep it turning. Keep finding mobility in the neck. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So simple little stretches that don't seem like a lot in the moment, perhaps, critical for our mobility. All right, let's remove the hand, both hands back to your knees, head back to the midline of your body. Turn it left, turn it right. Maybe those nose circles again. And then finish up. Head back to the midline of your body. Tee out your arms and give yourself a big hug. One arm on top of the other. Reach your finger towards your spine. Soften in your shoulders. And breathe. Open up your arms. Tee them out nice and wide. Big hug. Other arm on top. Remember which one you had before? Cross the elbows. Reach your fingertips towards your spine. Soften in your shoulders and then expand in the shoulders to the side of the room. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift both arms up high to the sky. Bend one elbow. Hug that elbow in with the opposite hand and give yourself a pat on the back. Nice stretch in the triceps. Breathe in, breathe out. Guess what? You got another side to do. Lift the arms back up high to the sky. Into the opposite arm, hug the elbow in, give yourself a pat on the back. Breathe in, and then you know what? Breathe out. All right, let's come out of this. Take both hands, bring them back down to your thighs. You have done a really long ankle pose in this Thunderbolt, right? Because the tops of your feet have been on your mat. Let's do toes pose. Bend your knees, bend your ankles, and sit back on your heels. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, it's really intense, isn't it? Big, great stretch for your feet. Good for balancing. If you want to place a block behind your heels, have a seat right there. All right. For a moment, think about your toes. Think about putting that nice big stretch in the toes. Think about the fascia under your feet, in the arch of your foot. Think about just softening there. Hands can be on your thighs. If you want more of a challenge, bring your hands behind your low back and reach for opposite elbows. Chest is lifted and open, shoulders are back and down. Breathe here. All right, big stretch in the toes. Now, if this is painful, like any pose, if it's painful, come out of it, don't do it. Take it to a lesser percentage, maybe give yourself a little bit of a break for a moment or two. Just a breath or two of a break can really help, and then get back into it. Strengthening the feet, strengthening the ankles, helps you find better balance. Breathe in, breathe out. Really think of softening in the arch of the foot. Let's finish up here. All right, nice little quick toes pose. Sometimes we flow it between toes and ankles. Other days we do just toes pose, ankle pose. Every day is different, and shaking it up and making it different is good. All right, neutral tabletop. For the neutral tabletop, knees under your hips, wrists and hands under your shoulders. Lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle your ankles this way and that, and then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Press your hands and the tops of your feet into the mat. Lengthen through your spine. Let's do cat-cow. This feels really good, and it's good for your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, and arch your back up to the sky like a cat. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Really feel engaged here. And then as you inhale, do just the opposite. Send your tailbone to the sky and the crown of your head to the sky. Let's do it a few more times. Tuck the chin to the chest, tailbone under. Inhale, cow pose. Let this feel good. And marry your breath to the pose. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. All right, let's work on the low spine a little bit more by doing that crossover that we sometimes do. Come back to a neutral tabletop, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Continue with your cat-cow if that feels awesome for you. I'm going to extend my right leg long. I'm going to press the ball of my foot into the mat. I'm going to feel that nice stretch up my right calf. Then I'm going to lift my right leg, which is long, cross it over the midline of my body, squeeze high in the upper inner thighs, place the ball of the right foot back down, this time on the left side of my body, and then look over my left shoulder so I can look back to my foot. Remember that feeling we felt in the Banana Asana pose, the nice stretch up through the ribs and up the entire right side of the body? Feel it here. Look back to the foot. Now maybe even look back to your knee. Take it a little deeper. Maybe look back to your bottom. Keep pressing into your mat. And then that right leg, bring it around, sweep it around to the right side of your body. Take it to what height feels good. Maybe bring it to about hip height. Plant the sole of the foot and lift the right arm up to the sky. Push into the earth, reach through your fingers, stretch it out. Think of your chest expanding to the side of your room as your fingers reach high to the sky. Finish up, right hand down, knees meet. We got another side. Let's do it on the other side. Extend the left leg, ball of the foot down. Press into the mat, press into your right foot, press into the ball of your left foot. Lengthen through the calf here. Feel good, refresh, waking up. Extended left leg, cross the midline of the body, squeeze in the upper inner thighs, plant the ball of the left foot down on the right side. Look over your right shoulder, to your foot, to your knee, maybe to your bottom. Maybe you can't see that. That's okay. Look to the foot. Stretch it out down the left side. Sweep the left foot around. Bring it to what feels comfortable for you. Sweep it around. Wake up your hips. Left arm lifts. Fingers go up to the sky. Press into the earth. Use it. Find your balance. Breathe, look up, lengthen. Exhale, hand comes down, knees meet. A nice cat-cow will even everything out. Chin to your chest, tailbone under. Inhale, cow. Neutral tabletop. Time for bird dog pose. This is an intense balancing pose on your knees. Now you can bring your blocks to the top of your mat, whatever height you like. I'm going to extend my right leg long. I'm going to lift it up so the knee is at hip height. Then I'm going to extend the right leg long. I'm going to draw the toes toward the shin. I'm going to have both hips equal distant to the mat, pressing into the hands. Staying right here is great. The right leg is lifted. Let's do bird dog by adding the left hand. Left hand can reach for your blocks, and you can reach here and stretch here like a bird dog. If you don't want to use the blocks, that's fine too. Reach through the arm, spread your fingers wide, thumb up like a hitchhiker, and don't forget, press into the earth. Lengthen here, find your balance, breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, hold your balance. You're strong, you're balancing. This is a good balancing pose. Finish up. Left hand down, right knee down. Get your heart beating, doesn't it? Extend your left leg, nice and long. Toes drawn toward the shin, hips equal distant to the mat. Press into your right foot into the mat. Reach through the right hand, either for the blocks or no blocks at all. Find length. Think of your spine as really super long. You've got good posture. Improve it, strengthen it. Make it better by reaching through your bird dog. Left heel reaches to the bottom of the mat, fingers reach to the top. Hold it, breathe, push the earth away. Your bird dog is strong. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Let's go right into a lunge. Work on those hips. They're awake. We're going to awaken them even more. Blocks to a high height. Tuck your back toes under. Bring your right foot forward. Knee over ankle. Press into your blocks. Think of the blocks as bringing the ground up to you, and lengthen your back left leg. Top of your left foot onto the mat. You could put a towel underneath your knee if that feels better. Grab a drink whenever you need it. And let's bring our shoulders up more over our hips. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften in the shoulders. You've done that before. What you want to feel here is a nice big stretch in the front of your left hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, we do this lots of different ways. Hips are important. Hips are big, right? So you need to stretch them. You need to keep them mobile. You need to keep them flexible. We do a variation of a lunge just about every practice. Now, you decide how you want to do it. Sometimes we bring our arms up overhead. You can hold it here. You can take a little baby back bend. Today, I'm going to interlace my fingers. I'm going to press my palms into my right thigh, and then I'm going to act as if I'm like sliding my right thigh forward. And I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to feel a nice big stretch in my left hip. Imagine length in your left hip. Shoulders over the hips if that feels good, or maybe you're leaning a little more forward. It's all okay. Where do you feel what you want to feel? The lengthening of that left hip. Where do you feel it best? Arms raised, hands pressed into the thigh, shoulders more forward, shoulders more back. You decide. All right, that's enough on that side for right now. I'm gonna bring my hands back to my blocks. I'm gonna bring my knees to meet in a standing on my knees position. Then I'm gonna bring the left foot forward and do the same on this side. Push into the blocks, get that right leg nice and long, top of the right foot on the mat. Maybe you've got the mat even folded over a couple times underneath the knee for padding. That's good too. All right, maybe you stay right here. Take the variation that you like. That's what it's all about, right? Taking the variation you like to where you feel it best in that right hip. And don't get stuck doing it the same way all the time. Shake it up. You know, some ways may feel easier, more doable, or harder, more difficult than others, but don't shy away from the variations. The variations are where you open up and discover new things and allow greater flexibility and mobility to happen. Over time, it will happen. The biggest thing is consistency. Isn't that true about everything? It's not how intensely you do it, it's how consistent you are. All right, I'm pushing the skin of my left leg more forward, finding length in the right hip flexor. Breathe. Feel what you feel. And then let's come out of this. That's intense, isn't it? Hands back to the blocks. Knees meet each other. Let's have a seat on our heels. Let's bring our hands kind of back by your pinky toes. Just lean back a little bit. Lean back, gaze up to the sky. Chest is lifted. Knees are together. Maybe lift your knees up a little bit. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. You got it. Guess what's coming up? We're gonna do a 1-minute plank. All right, plank. You think, oh my gosh, that's so hard. Lots of ways to do it. You take it your way. No way is better or worse than another. Each way is different and each way is good. All right, let's come out of this. First one I'm gonna show you real quick. We're gonna set a 1-minute timer too. I'm gonna show you lots of ways to do plank. You do it your way. Okay, the first one, I'm gonna lie on my back. You think, oh, plank on your back. Yeah, you can do it that way. Take your 2 blocks, lie down. Blocks pressed up to the sky, shoulders pulled back, so you're getting a lot of body contact with your shoulders and the mat. Press the blocks up to the sky and imagine that you're in a full plank. You can stay right here. Another way to do this is on your knees. Spread your knees a little bit wider than hip width distance. Don't worry about it. Walk your hands more forward. Press the weight into your hands with your shoulders over your wrists. You feel the shift here where your belly starts to really engage. Now with your hands, how does it feel? You could ball your hands into fists. That helps if your wrists feel a little wonky. Fingers are spread wide. Press a little more weight into your thumb and your pointer finger and kind of cup your fingers like a gecko and hold it here. That's a fine way to take a plank. Another way, real quick, down onto your forearms, elbows underneath your shoulders. Adjust your feet, hold on here. Think like you almost look like a Sphinx pose. Hold it here. That's a great way to engage your core. All of these are a little progressively more intense. Maybe tuck your toes under, lift your legs up, and come into what's called a dolphin plank, a forearm plank. I'm gonna take a high plank. That's with arms nice and straight. It's important to keep your shoulders over your wrists. Legs go long on your mat. I'm gonna press into a high plank. Now we're gonna set a timer, 1 minute, please, let's go. All right, in your 1-minute timer. It's up on the screen. It's there for you to measure your endurance here. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't care about how long you're holding your plank, don't sweat it. We've been there about 10 seconds already. Hold on, push the earth away, and just another little opportunity for you to measure progress in your practice. In a high plank, stability is important. It's important in all your poses. Shoulders over the wrists, feet hip width distance apart, pushing the earth away. We're halfway there. Breathe. Now, you can take breaks. Nothing wrong with taking breaks. Come down to your knees, if you like, from your high plank, or send your hips high, pushing into the earth and breathing here. Totally fine. Take breaks as you need. We have 15 seconds to go. Push the earth away. You're strong. Lengthen through your spine. You're strong and you're getting stronger. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second, and we are done. There you go. Nice job. Come on down, grab a drink of water or whatever you got in your water bottle and breathe. All right, plank. Great for building overall strength. Breathe in, breathe out. You got it. Whichever variation of plank you did, good on you. Shake it up, try different variations and stay strong. All right, no rest. Come on down. Let's do dead bug. For your dead bug pose, recline. So take it slowly. You're in control here. Maybe knees are bent. Slowly come on down, all the way down to your back. For your dead bug, there are variations of this too. The one I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna lift my knees up, knees over my hips, shins parallel to the earth. I'm gonna draw my toes towards my shins. Then I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna press onto my thighs. All right, you can take this as intensely as you want. If you're just hanging out here, not too bad, right? Here's how to kick it up. Push hard into your thighs. Push your thighs back into your hands. Press here in your dead bug pose. It's an intense pose. We do variations of this as well. Today, let's try this one. Keep pushing. Hands into thighs. Thighs back into hands. You've got it. It's intense. Your core is strong. Feel your belly be nice and tight and strong. Feel your arms nice and strong. Breathe. You got it. Push harder. And then let's finish. Bring your legs on down. A nice bridge pose will feel good here. Arms down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. Knees are bent. Press into the soles of your feet. Lift your hips up high to the sky. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Don't you feel like your hips just went up a mile higher? Press into your feet. Breathe. Slowly roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Now let's do boat pose, another big core pose. Now you can use your strap if you like. You could grab your strap. You could extend your legs long, place the center of the strap under your feet. You can do that. You could take your hands behind your thighs, low on the thighs, high behind the knees. You can rock and roll a couple of times up. Now you know, you should always check with your doctor before you do any type of exercise program. But rocking on your spine, if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, is not recommended by most medical professionals. Check and see if you have that condition, if this is okay for you. If not, nourish your spine. Rock back and forth. Come on up, rock back, and work your way up to seated. Once you're seated, take your hands, knees, or you're holding on to that strap. Send your shoulders back. Knees slightly bent, chest lifted. So you don't want rounded shoulders. You want your back nice and straight. Hold on here, breathe. Maybe straighten your legs, breathe. Maybe remove your hands from behind your knees and hold on. Breathe. You take the variation of boat that speaks to you today. Find your balance here. It's a tough one. Breathe. But we're going to be rewarded in just a moment by doing pentacle pose. Reach your fingers a little bit more. Breathe. Feet come down. Roll back on down to your back. Take your pentacle pose. Arms reach. Feet reach. All four corners of your room, you're reaching toward them. Capital letter X or a little X in your body. Breathe. Relax in your hips. Relax in your shoulders. Remember, adjust your arms like my sister does. Maybe bring them down a little bit like a snow angel. Maybe bend your elbows. Whatever feels good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it go. Let it go. You're doing a lot. You've done a lot already for your body. You feel better when you move. You really do. And you know that. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, bring your arms down by your sides. Bring your legs together at the midline of your body. Lift your arms up a little bit. Now, can you roll on up to a seated position? Tuck your chin to your chest and lift. All right, if that doesn't work, hey, use your hands. Nobody's judging you. Hang in there, be strong. Maybe you roll on up to seated without your arms. Shoulders over your hips. Find your two blocks. We're going to use those in just a second. Let's do a seated forward fold. Toes up toward the sky. Lift your arms up so you look like a big letter L in your body. L for lovely, right? Why not? Lengthen. And then reach your parallel arms to the front of the room. Gaze forward. Chest is going forward. Reach your fingers a little bit more. Toes up toward your shins. Maybe reach for your toes, your calves, whatever you can reach. Find it. Hold on. Now send your gaze to your knees. Reach. Lengthen through your spine. That's where your focus should be. Think of lengthening through your spine. So you're going to inhale. Your belly's going to fill up, right? Belly's going to fill up with air. And as you exhale, maybe you can fold a little more forward. Inhale. Let's finish. Shoulders over your hips. Spread your legs this time and bring the two blocks in between your legs. Blocks have lots of height. Use them. They're your tools. Use them to what feels good for you. Legs spread wide, toes up toward the sky. Now you can put your forearms on your blocks at whatever height you've got them, or bring your forehead down to your blocks at whatever height feels good. All right, so this is, you feel them on fire, the inner thighs. Let it feel good. Maybe take your hands and spread your legs even wider. Breathe in, breathe out. You're strong. And you're getting stronger. And don't quit. And one thing I've read recently, which I really like, is the older you get, you shouldn't become more sedentary. You should become more mobile. You've got more time on your hands, right? So get up and move. Don't sit. Get up and move and do things. Stretch and move. The only way to keep moving is to keep moving. All right, so let's come out of this. I don't know where your head is. I don't know if it's down on a block or if you've removed the blocks completely. Come on up. Come on back up to seated. Keep your legs spread wide. And let's add a little twist here. Twist to one leg or the other. Just twist to one leg. And think of really twisting in the waist. Bring your hands down to your mat, or maybe you want to bring those blocks to surround the thigh to which you're reaching. And hold on here. Maybe bring your nose toward your knee. Toward your knee. Doesn't have to touch. Bring your nose toward your knee. Maybe you take your hands, walk them down the inside and outside of that extended leg. Maybe you capture your ankle and draw your nose closer to your knee. Keep both bottom cheeks down. And then slowly walk them back up. Hands come up by the thigh. You're still looking at that leg. And then turn to the middle. Take a breath in and a breath out and go to the other side. With or without the blocks, look to that foot. Maybe hands are on the block and this is as far as you go. It's all good. Maybe slip down. Maybe the forearms come down to a block. Maybe that feels comfortable right now. Maybe you don't want to use the blocks and you use your hands and you reach towards your foot, hugging the elbows in towards your knee and bringing your forehead toward your knee. Both bottom cheeks stay down, and then let's walk our hands back up. Surround the thigh, walk them back toward the middle. Bring your legs together. It is time for bridge pose. Bring your eye shade or your towel up near your shoulders. Let's come on down to bridge. Bend your knees, hands to prayer center, lengthen up, and then recline. Bridge pose, remember that? Let's do it again. Arms down by your sides, little variation. Bend your knees, soles of your feet are really all over the mat. And then press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips up to the sky. Interlace your fingers this time. Press your pinky fingers down into the mat. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine and lift your hips even higher. There's your bridge pose. When you're ready, slowly roll. Remove your hands from behind your back. You'll figure that one out, right? Roll your spine down slowly all the way down to your mat and let your tailbone come down last. Let's do a reclined half pigeon. Right leg lifted up. Bring the outside of the right ankle on top of the left thigh so your legs look like a letter 4. All right, hands press the inner right thigh open. Breathe. Maybe you bend your left knee and lift the left foot up off of your mat. Ooh, feel this in your backside. Maybe circle the left ankle around a couple times. Maybe you take your hands and you capture behind your left thigh. Bend the knee. And then hug the left knee in. Shoulders stay down. Elbows are by your waist. Hug it in. And the outside of your right knee, the bent one, send it more to the bottom of your mat. Breathe. Hug the knee in. Hug that left knee in some more. Now release your hands and plant the left foot on your mat. Tee out your arms. And the right leg, the one that's bent on top, let the right foot fall to the earth on the left side. As it is doing that, turn your gaze to the right. Bring the figure 4 back up, left knee back up to the sky, and then let the right knee fall to the earth on the right side. Turn your head to the left. And go back and forth a couple of times. Come back to the midline like that starting position. Let the right foot fall to the earth and to the right. Bring everything back up as you inhale and release everything. Low body goes to the right and your gaze goes to the left. Couple of these. And then we're going to do the other leg. And you know, it doesn't have to touch down. Just a little twist here. Feeling right for you. That's the ticket. How does it feel right for you? All right, come back to that starting position. Release the right foot down to the ground. Let's do the left side. Left leg lifts outside of the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Hands now press into the left thigh. And you know, it really is true. Don't strive to do a position. Strive to get the feeling for what feels right for you. We're all at different progressions on our journey. Sometimes there are setbacks, right? Injuries, just not feeling it, going on vacation, getting COVID, whatever. There are setbacks. But you get back in the game when you're ready and get back in to the level that's right for you. Just get back in, show up. All right, let's do the foot lift again. Right foot, lift it up. And maybe you hold it here. Maybe you don't want to use your hands. Maybe you're just feeling it plenty enough like that. I'm going to take my hands, interlace my fingers behind my right knee and hug it in. I'm going to allow the outside of my left knee to work to the bottom of the mat, and I'm going to release and soften in my shoulders. What should you be feeling here? It's a nice big stretch in your backside, in your glutes. Feel that. Ankle, circle it around a couple of times because you can. Hug it in, good and tight. How does it feel? Release your hands. Release the right foot back down onto the mat. Arms tee out. Let's let the left foot fall to the right side while keeping that integrity of the figure 4 here. As the low body goes to the right, send your gaze as best you can to the left. Back on up to the midline as you inhale, and then let your low body fall to the left and your gaze go to the right. How does it feel? Okay, think of the low back massage you're getting. How does that feel? As you do this twist, nice low back massage, ensuring that low back mobility will blast away the back pain, right? Left to right, right to left. Maybe the foot comes down, maybe it doesn't. Maybe the knee comes down, maybe it doesn't. It's all good. All right, let's finish. Release the left leg to meet the right on the mat. Arms down by your sides. Briefly take a little bridge pose. Send the weight into your feet. Lift your hips high up to the sky. Breathe. And release your spine slowly down, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone down last. All right, open up in the chest so you can breathe better. That feels awesome, doesn't it? Let's do that with bridge pose. Not bridge pose. Bridge pose does that too, to an extent, but let's do it with a fish pose. Press on up, find your 2 blocks, place your blocks at whatever height you like. Maybe it's the most stable height, or maybe it's slightly elevated. Place them in like the shape of a letter T. Horizontal block at the top, vertical block underneath. And you're gonna recline on this. So think about this. Head's gonna rest on the top block. This other block is gonna be between your shoulder blades. Scoot your bottom up toward the bottom block. Now you want your bottom on the mat, not lifted. All right, adjust the shoulder block. So it's not digging into your low or mid back. You want it between your shoulder blades. So push it up nice and high. Recline here. The other block, the horizontal block, is a pillow for your head. Legs long on your mat, arms down by your sides. Snow angel them, however feels good for you today. What you're going for here is a nice big opening sensation in the chest. Breathe in, breathe out. In this fish pose, we do this pose often, either on the blocks. Sometimes we've done it without the blocks. This is called a supported fish. Sometimes we do it in our restorative practice on Thursdays and Sundays on a bolster. So check us out. Like I said, every day is different. And every variation feels slightly different. Here's a variation you can take in your legs. Maybe your legs are long. Keep your bottom down on the mat. Maybe bend your knees and feel how that feels in your low back. If your knees are bent, kind of alleviates some tension in your low back. Maybe you like to open up your knees to the sides of your mat and have the soles of your feet touch. Getting back into those inner thighs. What feels good for you? The legs are really kind of a secondary pose. What you really want to feel here is just this good opening in your chest. The softening of the shoulders away from the ears and down towards the mat ensure that you will have good posture. Because think about how the shoulders are backing down and your chest is lifted positively to the sky. So many of us have rounded shoulders. Young people too. I mean, everybody. Especially the young people with, on the phones all the time with the head in that forward head tilt position and the shoulders rounded. Not good. Counter it with this pose. Breathe in, breathe out. You can stay here in this fish pose. Stay here longer if it is speaking to you. It's speaking to me, but I'm going to go now into a final Shavasana pose. So the best way to come off of your blocks, if you want to do that, stay here if you want. But the best way to come off when you eventually come off is to, bring your legs long again on your mat and then just roll off your blocks one way or another. Don't, force yourself to push on up. Why? I'm going to push the blocks away. I'm going to cover my eyes with the eye shade or the towels to just block out the world. Oh, so often we need to block out the world, don't we? All right, final Shavasana. Legs long on your mat, arms down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your shoulders under a little bit, shoulder blades. Tuck them in toward the midline of your body. Eyes are closed. World is blocked out. Pinky toes fall to the edges of your mat. Palms face up. But maybe you need to feel more grounded with the earth. Another way is just to turn your palms down to the earth. Maybe that is more comforting for you today. If it is, try it. And adjust so you're comfortable. You want to have a lot of contact with the earth. And just come back to focusing on your breath. Soften everything you've got, and let's stay here for a few minutes. I'll be quiet, and I'll let you know when about 3 minutes has elapsed. Keep the thoughts at bay, and keep your breaths strong and solid. Enjoy. Deepen your breaths. Soften your shoulders and the area between your eyebrows. And deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in. And a deep, slow breath out. And part of making this yoga work for you is to do it your way. Maybe you have your remote control nearby, and now's a good time to hit pause on the video. If you want to take your final Shavasana pose longer, it's a beautiful thing. And then when you're ready, just push play again and come out of your pose, your yoga, your way. Right now, I'm going to wind up the hour-long practice by taking a big refreshing breath in and a big sighing breath out, and then wiggling my fingers and my toes. Fingers, toes, move them independently. Move the motion up into your feet and your hands and your wrists and your ankles. Move them around, what feels good for you. On an inhale, reach high up overhead and take that big motion. Stretch it out like it's the first stretch. We're taking the your elbows and roll onto one side or the other. Bend your low's arms bicep and rest your head on it. Take a breath in and a breath out. Eyes are closed. Savor this moment. You're about to re-enter the crazy world, but that's okay. You're better prepared because your stress number's down, and we'll talk about that in just a second. On an inhale, come on up. Float on up. Use your hands. Don't use your hands. Whatever you do, just be aware of what you're doing. Crisscross your legs. Sit however is comfortable. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Just take this moment and just be full of appreciation for your body, for your health, for what you can do. Don't focus on what you can't do. Focus on what you can do. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Blink your eyes open. You did it. 1 hour of yoga, and you are so better off for doing it. All right, so let's think for a second. You took a stress number in the beginning of the practice, right? Come on over here, Piper. You took a stress number in the beginning on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What was it? But more importantly, what is it right now? You feel better, don't you? All right, just kind of move your shoulders, move your neck, and appreciate the mobility in your ankles, your hips, your shoulders, everything you got. Be kind and be gentle to you today. Be kind to anybody and everybody, but especially the person in the mirror. I think that's the person we tend to criticize the most. Be kind to yourself and remember the fruit of the Spirit. Focus on these things: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me do yoga with you. See you on your mats tomorrow for yet another practice. Love you guys. Bye. Good girl. I'm glad you're still here. You know what? This week, this month, practice. It's the month of love, after all. Practice a little bit of self-love. Be kinder to yourself. Be gentler to yourself. Speak kind words to you each day as you come to do your yoga, not only on your mat, but off your mat as well. Practice some self-love. Be your own best cheerleader. And you know what? Be a cheerleader for somebody else, too. Start with your friends. Tell your friends about our yoga. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them the successes that you're having and how good you're feeling. Tell them that our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. Let them come. Let them do the yoga from the privacy of their own home. And as you know, if you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's at www.316yoga.com. Practice the self-love. Work on yourself. We're all works in progress. And just enjoy this whole month of yoga and love. See you on your mats tomorrow.
Hier zuerst.